Hello team, I'm here to do a little quick video on how you maybe be able to get more people interested in using Young Living oils and to build your team. Now this is obviously from a business perspective and you may not be in Young Living for a business perspective, but I'd ask you to watch this if you're part of my team and to maybe open up your mind to how you can afford some oils, how we can help get other people interested in Young Living. Now, the reason and perspective for my team that we want to do that, right, is because lots of people are unhealthy. They're in pain, they have issues, and they're using over the counter medications or prescription medications to help heal some of those issues, right? Now, oils can't do everything. Sometimes people need prescription medications. We're not saying anything against that. What we are saying is that some of those issues, like pain, can be helped with essential oils. Some ADHD issues can be assisted by essential oils. Some of those symptoms can be suppressed by essential oils, and even some issues, some not deep issues, but light issues that may be a beginning of the occurrence of a disease, can be helped with essential oils. We are not allowed to say by FDA regs that they heal anything, okay? But I really feel like they can assist. And then you can look up the research on PubMed of these oils and see what they do, and you can read research for yourself. And plenty of research is out there to the power of using these in your life. Now, from personal experience, we use less over-the-counter medications in our houses, in our house, than we've ever used. And we use oils first. We go to homeopathic meds after that, and then we'll go to over-the-counter if we need it. We have rarely needed over-the-counter medications. I watched a great video just now by a guy called Adam Green, I think it is Adam Green, and he was a guy who started in the business on his own, just like me, and his wife, he was not married at the time, and I've got a couple of people on my team who fit into that category, who are married, but they started the business as a guy, and I know that most of you didn't start it for a business perspective, but this is how. Let me ask you this, okay? If you go down to the store or to you get a service done, right? Let's say you get a service on your car, or maybe you go for a haircut, and they do a really good job, and they don't try and upsell you. It's a big thing out here with car places. They try and upsell you all the time and tell you what's wrong with your car, try and get $1,000 out of you. But let's say you go there and the guy doesn't do that, and he just does a straight up oil change, does a real good job, and they wash your car or something like that. And are you going to keep your mouth shut about that, or are you going to tell other people? Get your hair cut, you're going to keep your mouth shut about that and do a really good job, you can tell some other folks. The reality is you will, right? Just by nature. Or somebody's going to ask you, hey, where do I get this from? And you're going to jump on there and say, hey, I went here, they did a really good job. Now, let's say that increases that guy's business by 10%. And he says, wow, everybody's saying that they came because of what you said. So he comes back to you next time you go in the shop to get that done, or next time you go get a haircut, and they said, hey, I got 10 new customers because of you. I'm going to give you 10% off from now on. That's exactly the same system as what Young Living runs here, right? If you refer people into the business and it gives them greater business, instead of taking all the profit for themselves, they say, we're going to give that back to you. And that's where we need to be in the mindset of this. And what's that doing? It's getting more people healthier and using less toxic products around their house, and protecting their kids from sickness later on in life, right? There's more toxins in our houses than there ever been. I've seen recently spraying household cleaner from the store around your house is much the same as smoking 10 cigarettes. That's how bad it is to your body. And those effects may not happen straight away, but they can happen really fast later on in life, right? When you hit your 30s and 40s, suddenly things start descending, and you find out all those toxins you put in your body are now attacking your liver and kidneys and causing endocrine dysfunctions. You can't lose weight as easy. You become overweight and obese, and this is something that we're looking to prevent in our kids for the future, because we've been affected by those things, right? Anyway, that aside, quick thing we've got to realize is if we are a guy, or if we're in the business and we're not a guy, that most of the people who buy these products are females, okay? Now, that doesn't mean we can't be effective, because this guy's like atoms, like a diamond in the company. You want to find out where that's at, just go to like member resources or organization and look up the steps, or compensation down in member resources, and you'll see how much those the average diamond is earning. It's incredible. Anyway, there are some products that I think work really well for guys, and there are some blends. Ninja Red, Foundational Nutrition, Cleansing Nutrition, Targeted Nutrition. All these are really good, and there's a men's care product line right here for guys, right? But most of the other subjects might be more appropriate to the ladies. I'm not saying anything by that. It's just by statistics that people who buy from direct sales or from marketed products tend to be females. Okay, and that's what the stats are saying from the top down. Okay, so find a blend or a single. Let's click over the singles here. I'm going to show you some that Amanda really likes. And that's my wife, and she puts this in her hair. And it's, you don't have to type the whole thing in. But Lang Lang Essential Oil right here. Okay, it's currently out of stock, but it won't be too long before it's back in, and you can check when it's coming back in here. But the good thing about when you type something into quick order and you go for an oil, it may be out of stock, but this is all the other blends that it's involved with. And down here you have one that's $20, right? It's 5 milliliters, but that will last you several months. And this is what you do with that. If you're interested in growing things and getting more people into a healthier lifestyle, then you can purchase something with Lang Lang in it. My wife likes putting this in her hair straight. When it comes back into stock, I'd really suggest getting some if you have some ladies that might be interested. Okay, and this is what we do. We go buy something like this from Amazon. There's like 20 pack here. You can get them in larger packs too if you want. There's 12 for $7. It's cheaper. Prime, free shipping, right? So anyway, get something like this. You fill it up with like 3 or 4 drops, maybe 5 of that Awaken or an essential oil blend that you think the person's going to like. Fill it up with carrier oil to about this level here. Okay, and the carrier oil can be V6 carrier oil from Young Living, or you can use something like liquefied coconut oil. But make sure you get an organic one, and check with your clients before you, or your friends before you give it to them. Make sure they're not allergic to coconut oil. Some people are. And put the cap on, plug the cap on, put the cap on that, and just give it away. There's hundreds of essential oil singles and blends. Let me go through a few that we've used. One of the ones that has Lang Lang in it is Joy. This Joy essential oil here. Okay, really good one. $43, but that's 15 milliliters. That'll last you 6 months to a year. And if you're handing them out, it could be, maybe do 1,000 bottles. So there's all these different blends, and you can browse through those. I try and get a couple that you know really well, and that you like. You can watch some of the videos online from Dr. Jessica or Sarah, who are my uplines in the groups that I've added you to. And you can see some of the other ones that they like. Balor's another guy's one they really like. But one of the ones I use quite a lot, as well as frankincense, I use a lot. We have Energy Essential Oil. It's like a rosemary blend. It's really nice. It's not too it's a lot more woody smell to it, which I like. Common Sense, I've got a 5 milliliter bottle of that, and I actually put that in capsules, but that's a really nice blend. And in Clarity is really good for the brain. It's got a lot of oils that feed the brain. It's a good smell. It's got some of the other ladies kind of essential oil smells in it, but it doesn't smell. Those are not the overpowering ones. The overpowering ones are the woody smells, and that's what I like about Clarity. But one of my favorite ones is this one here, Believe. It's got a lot of pine oil type products like juniper oil, Idaho blue spruce, as well as frankincense in there, and I like that one the best. And that's what I use in that spray. That's why I make my stick. I put in my deodorant sticks that I make for myself because I don't want the toxins that other people put in it. And this bottle will last me a year. That's a 50 milliliter bottle with some of the top oils in it. that would cost me $100 to buy those, right? But I buy it as a blend, and it's a lot cheaper. Now, that'll last me a year, guys. That'll last me a year. Even if I do a bunch of these and hand it out to guys, it'll last me a year. We got to get in that mindset. Okay, so enough of that. That's just my idea, right? Of how you can hand out products to like Christmas time, Easter, anniversaries, birthdays, you name it. You can just hand these out to folks, and if they never come back to you, that's fine, right? But you've got a product into their hands that's going to make them healthier, and even maybe click them onto that kind of route of thinking that way. Okay, so make sure you just think about that, pray about it, and see what you think. Now, I obviously don't want you to put these in the hands of people that are going to start freaking out at you because you're trying to give them a product, right? But most people will take a free gift for nothing, right? And not even think twice about it. And so let's not undersell ourselves by getting mindsets against growing. Okay, remember, like if I put Frank in here, I use these kind of rewards that Young Living give me for people who work underneath me, right? To go buy something like this, Sacred Frankincense oil. Now I can't afford that, right? But after about a year of me buying stuff, like I could buy one now with my rewards right there that I have up here. They'll build up over time because I'm on the Essential Rewards program. But if you're doing quick orders and you have a team underneath you, they give you a certain percentage, if you look in the compensation thing and the member resources, of what everybody spends underneath you, right? So that's not the reason I'm trying to get you to buy stuff. I'm trying to get you healthy, and I want you to get on the spin of getting other people healthy too. But as that 10%, like, you know, the store analogy, that 10% comes back to you, right? And that adds up, and that's enabling me to buy these kind of oils, which every day I could not afford. But Sacred Frankincense is an amazing oil, and you can research on a website called pubmed.com, PUBMED, Medical Publications is what it stands for. And you can look at a research of Boswellia. So if I click on that, Boswellia sacra is this oil right here. See that? Boswellia sacra from the frankincense tree. The reason it costs this much is because the amount of work goes in to get it. It takes a lot to get there. Okay, this oil is amazing. It does amazing things for your body. And if you do some research on that, you can see what it actually does, and the research has been done and proven what this oil does for the human body. I can't afford this on every day. Okay, that's way out of my budget. But by building a team, by getting other people healthy, okay, and this feeds my brain, this helps me with my studying, it helps me stay focused. They've done EEG programs on this stuff to show you what it does to your brain, i.e. electrical activity. When you smell this oil, it focuses your brain and balances it out. I've seen that on research projects, and there's a book by Scott Johnson about ADHD, which I'm struggling with right now in college, and it shows what this oil does for that in balancing those areas out. ADHD people tend to have activity in the bad areas of the brain that you don't want when you're trying to focus on something. Anyway, Cocoa Buyer is another top one that you want to start putting in blends, adding into everything you can. This has a similar effect to the CBD that everybody's pumping about, right? But it doesn't have the toxic effects of those things. So there's rumors and talk in the industry about how amazing this oil is, because instead of having to go and get a semi-illegal product, you can get this legal product, and it does basically the same things. Anyway, there's a little bit of spiel. So overall, quick order. Find some blends you like. Don't ask us. Watch some videos from Sarah or Dr. Jessica on it, and these are my uplines. And get some of these bottles if you want to, and hand it into people's hands. Just give it out for free. It won't cost you too much to do that, and you may end up with 2 or 3 people that you begin helping out. If you feel intimidated by that, don't worry. That's where I come in. I'm here to do videos and take care of them, and to help you build a team that can help you afford some of the more expensive oils. Let's get more people healthier, right? That's our goal, getting more people healthier. All right, thank you for listening this far. I was trying to do a shorter video, but it's really hard to do that. when explaining these things. So God bless and thank you for being part of my team.